What if you could see perfectly, but couldn't recognize anything you were seeing? Not your friends, not everyday objects, not even your own reflection. What if one day you looked at your wife's head and tried to pick it up because you thought it was your hat? Let's unpack this. Dr. Oliver Sacks was a neurologist, not easily surprised. But when a music professor, whom he refers to as Dr. P, walked into his office, things quickly became strange. Dr. P was intelligent, charming, and eloquent. He could discuss abstract concepts in music and mathematics with ease. But when it came time for basic neurological exams, Sacks noticed something off. When shown a rose, Dr. P described it as a convoluted red form with a green linear attachment. He could describe it in detail, but couldn't name it, not even guess. When shown a glove, he examined it carefully and declared, "A container with 5 outpouchings." Only when he put his hand inside it did he exclaim, "Ah, it's a glove!" As you can probably tell, Dr. P wasn't blind. His visual acuity was fine. He could describe shapes, colors, even textures. But he couldn't assign meaning to what he saw. Faces, objects, environments, everything looked familiar, but nothing made sense. He could no longer recognize his students by sight, only by their voices. At home, he often mistook doorknobs for hands, fire hydrants for children, and yes, he once tried to lift his wife's head because he thought it was his hat. This was a textbook case of visual agnosia, specifically apperceptive or associative agnosia, where the brain's ability to process what an object is has broken down. In other words, the damage wasn't in his eyes, it was in his occipital temporal cortex, likely the ventral stream of the visual system, the part of the brain responsible for object recognition. So how did he function in daily life? Well, the answer is through patterns. Dr. P relied on routine, rhythm, and auditory cues to navigate the world. He shaved by touch, dressed in the same sequence every day, and walked in a mechanical way like a dance. He hadn't lost his mind, he had lost access to the part of his visual understanding, and somehow his brain compensated by relying more heavily on sound and movement, like you would see in actual blind people. Music became not just his passion, but his anchor. It helped him structure his days and stay emotionally connected to the world. Dr. P's story illustrates something that is both eerie and illuminating. Seeing is not the same as understanding. We often think of vision as a camera, light in, picture out. But vision is constructed in the brain. The eyes deliver data, but the brain builds meaning. When that final stage of interpretation is disrupted, the world becomes a surreal, fragmented puzzle. Dr. P's case helped solidify the idea that perception isn't passive, it's active, interpretive, and deeply dependent on specific brain networks. And it showed that intelligence in one domain, like music, can coexist with profound deficits in other, like visual recognition. Imagine walking up and needing to feel your toothbrush to know what it is. Imagine mistaking your wife for your hat. It's not a loss of vision, it's a loss of meaning. Dr. P reminds us that our brain doesn't just show us the world, it creates it. And sometimes that ability can go away. Thanks for watching.